Well, joining us right now at National HorrorCon is a true icon of both cult classics and Hollywood hits. Actor, writer, director, producer, she does it all, and she's been breaking boundaries and stealing scenes for over 2 decades. But she's still a baby. How is that possible? You know her from the satire of Welcome to the Dollhouse, and she was just 11 years old. Took home the Independent Spirit Award, and you've seen her, of course, in the Princess Diaries, and keeping it guessing in Scream 3. Welcome to National HorrorCon, Heather Matarazzo.
Hi.
Hi. So you've already had some interesting things happen today.
I have had it. We'll just keep it there.
So that's all we're going to say.
Feelings.
We're in Tennessee, and that's just how it is.
Yes, that is right.
Is this your first time in Tennessee?
It actually is.
I would have thought you'd been here before. That was a trick question for everybody.
Yeah, no, first time.
First time. So you didn't know it was like 1,000,000 degrees outside here.
Oh, I'm in Detroit, and we have just as much humidity. We've been having massive heat waves with the heat index up to 106. So.
Wow, I think it's kind of what it is everywhere. It's either flooding or we're being sweated to death. I don't really know.
Yes.
The plague. So let's talk about how you got into acting at such a young age. 11 years old. Before that, actually, right?
Yeah, I started working professionally when I was 7. And Dollhouse was the first feature I did that kind of put me on the map.
So when you're 7, did you realize what you were getting yourself into? I want to be an actress.
No, I mean, for me, it really, like Morgan Freeman has this great quote that I rely on quite a bit because he said it so succinctly. I don't know if I chose acting or acting chose me. You know.
Now say it in his voice.
I will not. You know, but I feel very blessed and fortunate that my calling came when it did, and that I had ears enough to be able to hear it, and then the universe, or whatever you want to call it, provided the opportunities for me to pursue it and have me keep it on 36 years later.
That's amazing. I mean, we were talking earlier at that last panel with Heidi and Dietz about following your dreams, whatever it is, and starting at such a young age, and then still be continuing to work in any profession. Sometimes unusual, right?
And for me, it's I think that there is a difference between work and an avocation, you know, and I really, like, yes, there are things that you have to, like, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and working 18 to 20-hour days. That is work, and you have to have stamina and patience and all the things. But I'm grateful to know that the core of what I do is that it's about something that's much bigger than me. And that's why I think that, like James Baldwin talks about, artists are here to disturb the peace. And, you know, to be a part of that lineage of storytellers and being a mirror for the audience, because I'm just as much of an audience member. You know, like I love storytelling. I love movies. It's my church. You know.
So, what's your favorite movie you've seen recently?
Oh gosh, and pardon me, I normally don't have my ringer on, but our dog had a medical episode yesterday, so I'm just kind of keeping my phone on just in like mommy mode. So I apologize for that.
You don't have to apologize for that. We're dog people.
But I'll turn it off for now. But I'm gonna keep it here just in case there's like a 911. Apologies.
Oh no, that's okay.
What was the question?
No, your favorite movie you've seen recently.
Oh, my favorite movie that I've seen recently. Oh gosh. I'm gonna completely butcher the name. It's escaping me, but it was made in 1961. Marlon Brando,
Do you want to do like charades? We can try to guess.
Anna it's not The Fugitive Kind, but it's, if you just look up Marlon Brando, Anna Magnani, 1961, it's, I've never seen it before and just fabulous.
Are you looking it up? Did you just look it up?
No, no. It's Anna Magnani, Marlon Brando, 1961. I can see it, but you know how sometimes you can see the thing in your mind, but it just doesn't formulate. Say that again. No.
Now we're just guessing.
It'll come. It'll come.
Somebody just shout it out when you find it. You'll
Yeah.
find it and be like, hey, wait, I figured this out.
There we go.
So, I mean, you could do so many different styles of acting, from Scream and horror movies to the Princess Diaries and being funny. Which do you like better?
I mean, I don't necessarily know that there's like a different, there are different genres of film, but I don't, and yeah, there are different styles of acting, but it's, for me, like as long as there's a clear emotional blueprint on the page and it's character that has depth, it makes my life as an actor very easy. And so I don't necessarily care what the genre is. It's all about story for me, you know, and is this something that I can connect with? Is this something that I can be challenged by or inspired by, you know? So yeah, I'll run the whole gamut. Doesn't matter.
So you've also been behind the camera, directing. How is that? Being in charge of the whole thing.
Well, that's the thing is that it's a collaborative effort, you know, like it's, again, at least for me, the way that I work, all of us are together in service to the story. That's it. And so I think one of, just like with anything else, you know, like you're only as good as the actors that you hire, you're only as good as the DP that you collaborate with, you're only as good as the producers that are keeping you safe, and you're only as good as the first AD that is telling you that, like, okay, we're running an hour behind schedule, we've got these 4 shots set up, we might have to lose one. Which one are you willing to lose? You know, yeah, so it's great to be able to have a different space to explore a vision and explore a story. And you definitely have a lot more freedom in certain circumstances. But for me, just getting to know that my life is my art, and it's the center of my life in that space of just, again, you know, it's getting to birth things that hopefully people will resonate with and connect with and make them feel something. You know, it's the greatest.
And so have you had a lot of girls come up to you because you run the Princess Diaries and when I talk to you about that and kind of look up to you?
What's funny is that I have equally as many grown men that look like biker dudes that will come up to me and talk about Princess Diaries. And I think that's the thing is that Gary Marshall, the director, really created something special. And I've had countless fathers talk about how, you know, I didn't want to go see Princess Diaries in the theater, and when I saw it with my daughter, it's my favorite movie, you know, and we'll watch it once a year together. So again, like movies bring us together. It's a communal experience, you know. So it's you. I've learned to never assume what somebody is going to know me from or what they're going to be a fan of that I participated in.
And I mean, you have so many followers on social media, and you're an advocate for many, many great things. And maybe someone's never even seen you in acting before. They just find you through social media. That's a really good way to, connect with brand new people, I guess.
I mean, fuck's sakes. Like, I don't get social media. Like, I don't. Um, I guess I found a groove within TikTok in a way that I never really did with any of the other myriads of platforms. Um, I I've learned that I've learned to be comfortable with my inherent uncomfortability in terms of just being alive, you know? And so every time I post, I feel super awkward and I feel super whatever because it's vulnerable.
You're exposing your kind of personal life to fans and strangers, and
Well, it's exposing self, you know, it's that there's no mask that you're wearing, you know, I'm much more comfortable. Uh, I think Carrie Fisher said it, but it's that like the most challenging role I've ever played is myself, you know?
yeah.
And in this business and how things are going with algorithms and whatnot and blah 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 blah. It's like you need to be on social media, you need to be doing this thing. Like part of me just wants to throw out my phone and just get like a flip phone and become like
Believe me, a lot of us
Luddite,
would, wouldn't we?
you know?
Round of applause for that. Talent social media. But then how would you know to come to Oregon? I don't know.
Old school posters.
Yes. Mail.
Small businesses, word of mouth, zines.
So what are you working on right now?
Well, I have Wednesday coming out in August, so we're very, very excited to bring that. It's going to be a brand new season that has a lot of twists and turns.
Did everyone catch that? Wednesday. Not the day of the week.
Yeah.
It's taken so long for this second season.
We had COVID and we had 2 strikes, you know, and getting everybody's schedules synced up. You know, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's worth the wait.
I think we have to go back and watch the first season.
Absolutely.
And then lead it.
Yeah, right after you finish Squid Games.
Are you in that too?
No.
Oh, I was like, I've seen this much of Squid Games. At least I've seen that
There was
much,
an
right?
awesome cameo at the end of the last season of Squid Games, but it was not me.
Like, where's my son? He knows what you're talking about. He's seen all that stuff. I have. I just know red light, green light.
It's a great. It's an incredible series. It's an incredible series.
So you love that. What else are you loving?
Oh gosh. Let's see. Like what have my wife and I been binging recently?
And do you watch stuff together? Because
Yeah.
sometimes I have to start something brand new by myself. My husband refuses. He wants to watch the same things over and over and over again, which I've started to do now. But I'm like, let's watch something different.
Yeah, no, like my wife and I, we watch movies together at least 4 evenings a week.
Wow.
Like we
relationship goals.
We love watching because we're an artist household. You know, like my wife is 100 billion times more talented than I'll ever be. Like she's a fucking creative genius, and like the hardest working person I know. And so we have a place that we go to about an hour away in Ann Arbor called Diggers, and it has thousands and thousands and thousands of DVDs, and every single DVD is $1.50. And so we'll go like once every few months and we'll bring like a big box and just get anywhere from 80 to 100 DVDs. And we just have like a continual list of movies that we view, talk about, and get inspired by.
I
You know.
love that because I feel like DVDs, the Blu-rays, they're coming back for everyone because
Well, you
$1.50 is cheaper than buying it in a stream, right?
And also you can't trust the digital copies that you buy anymore. I mean, the fact that Amazon, if you look at they've done so many iterations of Robin Hood, but the 2009 version with Russell Crowe in the original version, there's this type on the front which talks about like in the time of tyranny and kings, and it was born this man that robbed from the rich to give to the poor. And if you look at it now, they've completely taken that off.
Oh.
So getting to see like the weird censorship that we might not even be privy to,
Yeah.
I think is an incredible cause for concern. And physical media, you get to own and you get to keep. And hopefully the tech within those physical DVDs stays, because I know that, I think it was Warner Brothers that, like after 20 or 25 years, it starts to disintegrate.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fucking nerd. I don't know what you want from me.
Are you the same with your music? Are you CDs or are you?
I have a ton of CDs. I go through phases with music. Like right now, I'm big into Kneecap because I also want to learn Ngwelga, which is Irish, and with that too, I don't have a CD player. But for me, it's if I had to make a choice between music, I do have vinyl records.
Okay. I got a jukebox for Christmas, so.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like
still
a
be paid for,
big
but.
Jukebox?
It's like, how the Arcade One have the cheaper video games and things? It's like that, but a jukebox.
That's
So
amazing.
it is full size, yeah.
I love
Plays
that.
records and Bluetooth for radio. It plays radio.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, so not CDs, but I do have vinyl, but really for me it's if I had to make a choice, it would be movies over music.
And what about TV shows?
I have like my staples. I feel like I'm a wee bit like your husband in the space of I have shows that I fall asleep to at night. Like I just started watching Iron Fist because TikTok kept on showing me little clips, and I was like, this is intriguing enough. But I like just rewatched The Sopranos, and I just rewatched Game of Thrones. And I'm trying to think of new shows that we were watching. I can't do just like that. It's that thing of like I don't have enough energy for a hate watch.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of, and Squid Games, as I mentioned before, and I was trying to introduce my wife to Xeno, her princess.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But we got, like, I think we're up to episode 12, and it's just, she's, no.
Just no.
No. And I'm like, but listen, like, the relationship between Xena and Gabrielle is really good.
Yes.
Like, it does.
You have to keep watching.
Yes, you do.
You can't just stop at episode 12. You have to keep going.
I know. We'll see.
You guys should do that for Halloween.
Absolutely not. For me, for Halloween outfits, for me are like really smart ass puns. Like one year I just had a thing that said, go ceiling. And people were like, what is that? I'm like, I'm a ceiling fan.
Oh my gosh. So start working with this year.
Okay. Copy you.
Like I started hearing scary music in the other room. What's happening?
Well, we are at a horror convention.
I know.
It kind of tracks.
So working on Scream, I wondered, do you get the full script when you're hired for that, or do you just know what you're gonna do, so you don't really know the ending?
I mean, they keep that so under wraps, and with that too, you're given enough, so you're not just walking in blind, But I mean, in this economy, in 2025, where it's like a leak here and a release there, they need to be very, very, very protective of their IP and their story. Um, that they share exactly what you need to know and nothing more.
Yeah, because who can keep a secret these days? I had one secret for 2 weeks and it was killing me. I finally just had to tell someone.
An NDA helps. The threat of being sued and losing your house.
Yes,
helps.
yes, I should draw those up for myself. So I'm sure that we have questions for Heather from our fun audience. We have 2 helpers, Izzy and Chase. They have microphones. If anyone has a question, just raise your hand and they'll come to you. And just ignore the scary music. It's giving it an ambiance. It's a vibe.
Yeah, sure is.
Have you ever turned down a role that you later wish you had taken, if you want to admit to one?
I think that there's 2, I'll tell you this, that the universe has saved me quite a few times. In the space of like, the part that I'm seeking is always seeking me. So I believe that the roles that I'm meant to play, I cannot miss out on, and the ones that I'm not meant to play, I wish not to be involved at all. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely, what is the truth, Heather?
Yes, tell us your truth. Dig deeper.
Well, I don't like giving bullshit road answers, Yeah, no.
Was there one you were
No.
just upset about though for a little bit that you were like, darn it, I really wanted that role?
There have been roles that I haven't received that I definitely felt that I was right for. And then I find out later that either the director or the producers were absolutely horrid. And I'm like, okay, so I dodged a bullet. So I've learned to trust what is meant for me will find me, and I don't have to worry about anything else. And that doesn't mean that I don't advocate for myself in the space of like, sometimes you have to push open a door that is seemingly closed, and or find a side entrance or a window, because just because somebody is saying no doesn't mean that everybody is going to say no. And I've had that happen where, I have then gotten the role because I knew that it was meant for me. And the initial no turned out to then be a big yes.
Yeah. It's all about the universe and following that. Following your gut too, really.
Yeah, and just trusting and
That's really hard to do. Maybe not for you.
No,
just to be like, okay, I didn't get it. It's okay.
I mean, I think that there's a difference between humility and humiliation. And I got to have an experience of learning humility in a way where, I started working when I was very, 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 very And nobody talks about dry spells, you know, when the phone stops ringing. And then what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And I mean, being in your early mid-20s is hard enough without adding all of the bullshit that goes on with this industry. And I have to say that those formative years for me turned out to be such a massive blessing, because I got to stop worrying about what other people might think of me, because the truth is, nobody's fucking thinking of me at all. They're thinking about themselves, and they're thinking about their life. And so when I started making decisions for me, and trusting and surrendering and letting go, and you've got to take a few test jumps to recognize that, oh, I'm not gonna die. Like I'm gonna be caught. Like I'm gonna be safe no matter what.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't always feel good. And with that, I also think that can help develop character and resilience and what is it that really matters, you know? And it's a lived experience, and now I have more to draw from as an actor, you know, like most actors are working class actors, you know, like there's this illusion that it's this big thing, but like I think it was Ernie Houston, yeah, I think Ernie Houston or Ernie Hudson from Ghostbusters that said that there's a difference between being well known and wealthy and poor and popular. You know, and most of the actors that I know, it's it's a job to job, it's blah blah blah, and like we all do things to supplement our income. You know, like I've done script consultations, like you do what you have to do, because at the end of the day, you've got to take care of your family and you have to provide. And
People just think you do a couple movies and you're a millionaire and everything is great. No.
absolutely not. It's you know, and for some that absolutely is the case, you know, and you know, listen, I'm just grateful that I get to be where I am and that my feet consistently touch the ground.
Like Ronald gave me some good therapy. This is really good. We all owe you a copay.
It's okay. Like it's socialized healthcare.
It's great, yeah. More questions?
Being 11 and starting in Welcome to the Dollhouse, how did you prepare for such a raw film like that?
I remember when I read that script, I said that it was a PG version of what really happens in junior high. So it was an intuitive process. You know, I feel like Todd and I, the director, had an intuitive shorthand where I knew Dawn on a cellular level, and he trusted me with that. Yeah, so like there wasn't a lot of preparation because it was I mean, I was in junior high, you know, you get to see it, you know, actively on a daily basis. You know, and kids are cruel, kids are mean and horrifying. That's why I am childless.
They're not all bad. Mine's back there.
Listen, I'm a fun auntie. I'm a fun aunt. I'm a great auntie. like my sister just had a baby, like I look forward to her like hanging out with us, like you can come for like 1 or 2 months over the summer, we'll have a great time, it'll be fabulous, you know, and then you can go back
Right.
there. You know, I know that's the thing is that I've always said that I love children way too much to ever have them because I know myself enough,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I'm like,
You would be fighting other kids and parents and.
I don't have the patience, you know, and I feel like yeah, I know my limitations and I'm not going to put that on to an innocent being.
Did I see a question? I know there's questions, you're just being really quiet about it.
Yes, I was wondering, now, there's this perception that movie versus TV acting, there's a lot, maybe you can't speak this, but there's a lot more money in movie acting. Is that true? Is it really?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, especially in this economy.
Huh.
Like, no. You know, because like within SAG at least, so it depends on what is the budget of the movie. Are you working with a $50,000 budget, which is a micro budget, or like, and the micro budget I think goes up to 250,000. You know, and then and then it's like, well, how many actors are in the film? You know, what is the budget for locations, Producers will try to get away with whatever they can get away with, you know, to pay you the least amount of money possible, you know, and then expect you to say thank you for the pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I mean, with a TV series, that could go on for who knows how long and.
But with that too, it depends on what is the TV series. Is it on a streaming service like Netflix, or is it on like an ABC or an NBC? And then within that too, are you a series regular or are you a recurring? And you can be on, let's say there's 22 episodes, you can be on 18 of the 22 episodes and not be considered a series regular. You can be considered a recurring. So then you're getting paid a lot less than somebody who's a series regular. And even with the series regular, it's not that much, depending on who you are. And with that too, then you also have to break it down that if you have a manager, they're getting 10% off the top. You have an agent, they're getting another 10% off the top. If you've got a lawyer, they're getting 5%. If you've got a business manager, they're getting another 5%. And then not to mention that the government then is taking at least 50% of your paycheck. You know, so if you hear somebody that it's like, oh my God, you're getting paid $50,000 an episode for something. No, at the end of the day, if you're lucky, you're maybe walking away with between 8 to 10,000. And that has got to last you.
Right. And that's not including any health care. It's not like people
That's-
automatically assume actors, actresses, well, you can just pay for that yourself, right?
Yeah, no, it's I think we're the only country that doesn't have federal grants for artists, for filmmakers, you know, like everything is privatized, you know, so you really have to get lucky and get fortunate in that space, and even then, it's you're not doing it to make a lot of money. You're doing it because you're in service to something that is bigger than you. So I hope that answered the question.
I believe it did. Did you? One of you did.
Adam.
So as far as Princess Diaries, what was it like to work with Anne Hathaway Also, where did you hang out with each other's friends in your downtime,
I
and did you
knew-
ever prank each other on set?
Well, I knew Annie. Annie and I knew each other because, you know, she was from Jersey. I was in New York, and so we would see each other at different auditions and whatnot. So we knew each other beforehand. And then when we got the opportunity to work together finally on Princess Diaries, you know, um, I think that sometimes there are people that come into your life that are meant to come into your life. And like my birthday is November 10th, hers is November 12th, Gary's is November 13th. So we were like a little Scorpio trio.
That sounds like trouble.
I mean, it's a great time. It's a great time, you know. So like we've known each other now, I mean, since we were 15, 16. And it'll be fun to collaborate again when we start doing the third one. You know, but yeah, she's somebody that has been in my life now for uh, a very long time, like almost 30 years now. And no, we never pranked each other on set. But I will say that Gary Marshall loved to party and loved to parade. So when we were filming the first one, we were shooting over Thanksgiving, and he stopped production one day, and we had a full-on Thanksgiving Day parade where he played Santa at the end, and we had like pumpkin carving contests for Halloween, you know, and like crew members were able to bring their kids, you know, just a very fun family atmosphere, like one of the best working experiences of my life.
That's great to hear, especially as a teenager experiencing that, because we've heard so many other stories that are not so good.
No, I was very, very, very fortunate.
That's one of those things you dodge
Amen
dodge that bullet
to-
again
amen
too.
to that.
Yes. Any other question? Yeah.
What advice would you give, like, college students, kids, high school students now that want to get into this industry, like Broadway, theater, whatever, movies?
Like, I think with all of the tech that's available right now, it's like community theaters, you know, like what community theaters are around. Like, do you have friends that are writers that are writing scripts? Do you have friends that are directors? Do you have friends that like are learning how to be cinematographers? How do you get to collaborate together and shoot something over the weekend? You know, it's a communal space, and you build that community. I think by being vulnerable and asking, you know. So yeah, that's something that I would say is that, you know, like you just do it. You just do it. You don't wait for permission, you know, like you just do it and you learn as you go. And you figure out like, oh, I like this way of working. I don't like this way of working. Oh, this cinematographer really understands how to set up a shot, you know, because I think it's important to be a jack of all trades as opposed to a master of one, you know, because that then gives you a more well-rounded aspect and appreciation for what it is to not only be in a collaborative environment, but to that when you are on set as an actor, you then know the lights and you're like, oh, okay, I actually look, I look good when this light is on me. You know, like, oh, we actually might need to like have China silk here, you know, or like whatever it is. It's like it's just collaborating and finding your people and just making the thing and going and doing it. Like that really is it.
We don't have to necessarily pack up and move to LA and
Absolutely not.
And
We
struggle
moved
and-
out of LA.
Yeah.
We left. Yeah.
How do you get on this? Because I am that, I'm like, I do theater, I do like musicals and stuff, but like film acting, how do you get on that?
Well, there's casting calls, I'm trying to think, like,
do you need an agent to do that to start with, or can you
Well,
go on your own?
well, I think it depends, like, is it, a good place to start is that if you look at the colleges that, have film programs, and it's like seniors that are doing their thesis, that are doing their first feature, that are doing their first short, that are looking for actors, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna put my hat in the ring, stuff like that, and also like, again, like creating your own stuff. It's a weird catch-22, right? Because you can't, like, you need to have an agent to get, like, you need to be in SAG in order to work on a SAG project, but you can't work on a SAG project unless you're a member of SAG, where it's like, and so what do you do? And it's, like, I take it that you're here in Tennessee, in Alabama, so then it's like, okay, looking like what productions are filming there, are they looking for background actors? Like, are you willing to do that? And just showing up and getting on set and seeing how everything goes, and then you stand out and the director is like, okay, I want him to have like a one-line, whatever, blah, 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 blah. It's the willingness, I think, to show up and to be, like, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready, but in the meantime, if you just really want to kind of get those chops, uh, film majors are a great start, and just looking like casting calls where you are, seeing what comes up, and obviously do your due diligence, and don't just show up at some random dude's barn. And,
It was the last we heard from him. It was a true horror film.